little bit. The guys over here, 1, 2, and then 3. All right. I'll do 1, 2, 3. Good? All right. All right, so my name's Braden Stewart. I am the section chief from NE4A. I just introduced myself already, but I figured I'd do it again. Why not? I'm really excited to be here with you guys. We're going to have a great time. And I'm going to talk with you a little bit right now about building our team. You guys are all pretty young, new members of the Lodge, just getting involved now, really looking to step up your game, step up the Lodge game. And it's going to take a great team to be able to do that. So we're gonna do some team building games. I want you guys to get up in your groups. We're gonna play a game right now to kind of get loose a little bit first. Nice. Over here. Yes. Group 1.
What is this anyway?
What, this?
Yeah.
I think it's for the video camera.
Got it.
Yeah.
On the tip,
Yes.
they're going to be able to hear me.
Yes. Human not. Yeah. All right, I have group 1 here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring you guys over here. I'm gonna move into this space. All right. Huh? Yeah, we're gonna play a game that you guys might have played before. All right.
What's that?
This is, they're recording me for the microphone or for the camera.
Sorry guys, I'm going to sneak right through the middle.
Group 2s.
I'm with 2, so I'm over here.
You come up here with us.
Mr. LaChance, come over here.
So guys, we're gonna play a game that you might have played before, the Human Knot.
Oh.
Are you familiar with this game? Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Are you giving us handicaps?
Huh?
Are you gonna give us handicaps yet?
Maybe. We'll see how it goes. So, do you guys all know how the Human Knot works?
Yes.
Put your hands in.
All right, so everybody put your hands in. You're gonna be holding 2 separate people's hands. All right, if you're holding 2 persons, you get in.
Are you not in this?
I'm not gonna be in. I'm just gonna watch.
So I see the way this is.
And I'm gonna let you guys go to town.
What if we get 2 different loops?
Huh?
What if we get 2 different loops?
That'll be interesting.
He's starting before the go, but I don't care.
We're hitting a face, guys. You can rotate your wrist.
Let's see.
Okay.
We got a 2-headed circle.
Okay. You gotta swing around.
You can be backwards and forwards.
Oh, look at you guys go. You guys are like professionals. That was the fastest Human Knot I've ever seen in my life.
Backwards somehow.
Yeah.
So we put our hands in, took our eyes across from each other, and I went like this.
Nice.
Real quick. 1 second when you're done.
There we go.
We got 2 doctors. My arm on the sock here. I don't know how to tie my socks properly. All right.
This is looking pretty good.
Wait, we have a separate loop here.
I know. Sometimes that's one of the solutions. Somebody get it.
Are you guys just you guys are just a chain of 3?
Alright, you guys solve your loop because we have ours. Holding on to your second loop.
Can I go over?
Wait, how did we can't unloop these?
Yeah, you guys are just
Go down real low. You go to I'm gonna step over.
How? Wait, you guys are not.
All right. Stand up. Now let's see. Let's see.
You can't unlink 2 links to a chain. It won't work unless you're a magician.
Yeah, you got it. He's gonna step out.
You're stuck. You're in jail.
Do I go out?
You can't go out. One part's on top, the other part's on bottom. You can't get out.
Who can't get out?
you're stuck. You're stuck. 2 chains.
Okay, you spin around. That way we can fix the.
This is no longer the Human Knot. It's now
The
the
other way.
human bike chain.
Here we go.
All right. So yeah, you guys. All right, you guys are good. You guys can go sit down. You solved your knot.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
But the rest of these guys are still going at it.
Good. We're done. We'll see you guys later. Have fun.
Never said it had to be 130.
That's right. It's one of the solutions.
Oh, we were right?
Oh, I think you guys might have solved it. You're pretty close.
Oh, we were right?
And yeah, there you go. Yeah. All right. Good work, everybody. You can return to your seats. Return to your seats.
I love that.
Did you have the blue pill?
Great.
Red zone.
This thing is a lot closer now.
All right. All right, guys. So how was that? How'd you do?
Fantastic.
Pretty good. I think I saw everyone was going pretty well. I saw you guys solved your knots.
Oh yeah.
You solved your knots. And you guys, did you solve a second knot?
We did.
Team 2? Solved the second knot. Yeah? Really? Did you guys solve 2 knots as well? Good work. All right. So how did you guys accomplish this goal? How did you accomplish this feat? Solving these knots so quickly. Yes, guy. Tom.
We used teamwork and everybody pitched in their ideas and everybody worked together.
Okay. You had everyone paying attention. Everybody analyzed the situation. Chris?
We used our communication skills to the fullest abilities.
Very nice. That was beautiful. You're a magician with words. All right. Could you have done it with just one person paying attention? Like if everyone was disengaged, you had one guy just like calling the shots. Did anybody have that going on in their knot? No, we had a lot of really collaborative people, right? Everyone was on their game. They brought their A game. Yeah, we were really going for it. That's what it takes to be a successful team. You need everyone participating, everyone collaborating. What's an example of a team? What is a team? Yeah.
A group of people working together.
Okay. A group of people working together to, yes.
For a common goal.
For a common goal. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes. What? Can I have all the adults like over on this side so I don't get confused?
But he is over 21.
I can understand him, but you gotta know he was an adult.
I didn't point to him. He's old. I can tell.
I'm not making noise.
All right. Yeah, so we're a group of people working towards a common goal. What was our common goal this time? Yes. Getting untied. You found yourselves in a bit of a tangle, and you had to get out. And you used collaboration. You guys had a common goal. It was a clear, defined goal, and you figured out how to get to solving it. What's an example of a team? Give me some teams. Yes?
A lodge.
A lodge is a team. Absolutely.
A baseball group.
Okay, yeah. You can have a baseball team, a sports team. A troop or a patrol? Yeah. Actually, I have a quote here from Braden Powell. He said, "The patrol method is not one way to operate a troop. It is the only way to operate a Boy Scout troop. If the patrol method is not in operation, you don't really have a troop." So if you think about it, like our troops are really, it's one big team, and it's made up of a lot of smaller teams, right? Cogs and cogs. We're all teams working together for common goals. Pretty great. What makes teams a team rather than just like a group? Like we're all here, but we're all here for a reason, right? And that's what makes us a team. Our shared goals, our shared ideals, our shared vision. And it's the most important part of a team is to have like a significant thing that you're driving towards, your vision. Andrew Carnegie said, I found this, and it was like a really cool thing that I thought. Actually, it's on a slide. Can we skip to the next slide? Oh, cut it off. Oh well. Teamwork is the ability to work together towards a common vision. The ability to direct individual accomplishment towards organizational objectives. It is the fuel that allows common people to achieve uncommon results. That's pretty amazing. The power of a team is the ability to take individuals, just every one of us, on our own, we can't achieve anything. But as a team, well, we can achieve some things. But as a team, we can do some really amazing things. And that's something you see time and time again in the Order of the Arrow. A couple years ago in my lodge, we had an ordeal. It was a really small one. We only inducted 7 members. But those 7 guys came to one of our camps. They built like 200 or 300 feet of trail, 3 bridges, and they laid some railroad ties in a hill. 7 guys for the ordeal project that day. Did that insane amount of work. Yeah. The Order of the Arrow is a team like no other. We take people and we give them a purpose that is really just all-encompassing. It's a really very exciting thing that we do here. Did you guys have any like really cool ordeal projects that you had when you did your ordeal? No? Anything come to mind? Yeah.
It wasn't an actual ordeal project. There was Summit Corps.
Summit Corps, yeah. I went to Summit Corps. It was great. What was like one of your favorite things about Summit Corps?
Just looking backwards on whatever trail we did. Like at the end of the day, you look at whatever it was you just did. And if you couldn't see the other end of it, you're proud of yourself.
Right. Yeah. I mean, absolutely. And the thing that's really cool about something like Summit Corps, we took arrowmen from all over the country, just put them in small teams, and had them go to town. And we laid, I think, 20 miles of mountain biking trail. So really cool. All right, we're going to move on to the next part of this cell. It's going to be another game. We're going to break you into your groups again. We're not going to stand up. You can stay seated. And I'm going to give you some candy. We can go to the next slide, too. Yes, that's all we need to see. All right, I'm going to give you guys, take some Starbursts, too. Yeah? Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm going to, guys, over here, over here, over here. I'm going to have you start passing them around. Thank you. All right. This game is going to be called Finding Our Vision. All right, so we're going to be talking a little bit about our goals, our objectives as individuals, and we're going to learn a little bit about each other. So, yeah, team leaders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Ready to go? All right, let's go.
Ready to go? All right. So team 1. All right.
Direct
All right. You guys have your Starbursts?
Yes.
You ready to go? Let's get in here. Group in. And adults, you guys can hop with the team for this one, or you guys can do it on your own. The candy's coming. It's a huge bag.
Well, there's a lot of kids here.
It's ludicrous. All right. So what I want you guys to do, we're all involved here. You're going to introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself. You're going to tell us your name, where you're from, and then you're going to tell us something based on the color Starburst you have. Pick one. Pink is your favorite food. Orange, favorite outdoor activity. Red, favorite superhero. Yellow, favorite scouting experience. You're going to share with us where you're from, your name, that anecdote, one of those things based on your Starburst, and also one of your goals for the lodge or a personal goal for yourself that you'd like to achieve. All right, let's start. Well, I can start. I'm Braden Stewart. I'm from Buffalo, New York. That's where I'm from. So really, I've been to Syracuse before. It's nice to be here. You guys all from Syracuse mostly? Syracuse area?
10 minutes away.
Yeah?
I'm like 2 hours.
Nice. That's what I'm talking about, man. Dedication.
Put me a few extra 100 feet higher close to my house.
Land of the Beavers. You commuting here? I got it.
Well, we'll talk about it when we go around the circle. All right. I don't have any Starbursts, but I'm going to go with my favorite scouting experience. Probably mine was OA High Adventure when I went to Northern Tier. And I remember like one of the craziest things from that experience was when we were doing portages. Do you guys know what a portage is?
Yeah, I've done one or two.
Yeah. Basically a portage, if you don't know what a portage is, it's where you just have it's a strip of land between 2 lakes where you have to carry everything. And I remember one where I had the heavy food bag. I was a pretty skinny kid at this time. I weighed probably like 150. This bag probably weighed like 100 pounds. And so it's like huge on your back, and you're like hunched up and like walking along like an old man. And I slipped on a rock and fell on my back. It was just turtling. And since I was like a pretty small guy, like everyone else had taken off ahead of me, and it wasn't that long. Like, so they're just there like waiting, like, where is Braden?
Well, at least you fell in the food bag.
Finally, like I got myself flipped over, got down to the end of the trail, and they're like, what the heck, man? I was like, sorry, I was being a turtle. But yeah, it was a really cool experience, was a OA High Adventure. All right, so let's go right here.
All right. My name is Stephen Wong.
I'm for Steven.
That's just for reference because we have so many Stevens in this room.
Okay.
Stephen.
He has a PhD.
All right. I live in Liverpool, like less than 10-15 minutes away.
Okay.
I have eaten Starburst, so that would be my favorite food. Honestly, I'd have to go with mangoes for like fruit. I really do enjoy fruit. If you don't mind, I just want to share outdoor activity. I really do enjoy archery.
Nice.
I really got into that this summer. I want to get into it a little bit more.
Cool. Very cool. And what's a goal you have for the lodge?
Even it might not necessarily be for lodge, but it's for me in general. I want to better manage my time because I'm trying to spend a lot more time on my schoolwork, but I want to make time for all my other activities as well,
Cool.
including the lodge.
All right. All right. All right, guys, that was good. We all got to know each other a little bit better. Yeah? We all got to do some introductions, some basic talks. Why did this just shut down? Oh, well. Yeah, I don't think so. There it is. Back problems. That's what it was. Yeah, right. So what was, like we learned here in this conversations we just had with each other, we're all pretty different people, right? We have a lot of different backgrounds. Everybody's from different areas. And there's different things that we're interested in. And we had some guys over here who are interested in academics, some guys who are just like really into their cross country. People are thinking about different levels of the lodge. People are thinking about maybe how they could become a little bit more involved with ordeals, or thinking about how they could change the way the lodge officers communicate. And that's really great. We have a room here full of people. I think we had 19 or 20 youth in this room here today. And you guys are all active members of the lodge, are going to be active members of the LAC, really getting involved to make a difference. One of the most complicated things of having a team is taking all of those people, all of those backgrounds, all of those visions, and combining them and putting them towards one main purpose and one main goal. That really binds the team together and focuses you all on one objective that you're going to achieve. That's something we're really going to be working on this weekend. What's an example of an organization with a great vision?
The original NASA program.
The original NASA program? Okay. In what way?
They wanted to get to the moon.
Okay, yeah. So they started NASA and they had a main goal. They said, we're going to get to the moon. And they did it. Right? And then after that, it kind of fell off. They didn't have a strong vision after that point. Right?
Camp Good Days.
Camp Good Days?
It's like a charity. What they do is kids that have terminal illnesses kind of feel out of place. They have like a camp and they help kids go to this camp so they can be with other kids that have illnesses like that, like cancer and stuff like that. It's a really, really great charity organization.
Okay. Great. Yeah. Absolutely. And they had a strong vision. They wanted to help kids, and they worked out how to achieve those goals. And they were driven by that strong purpose, right? Okay. Anybody else have a great example? One of my favorite examples of an organization that was turned around by a strong vision is Apple Computers. Go figure. I'm kind of a nerd. Yeah, but if you look at the history of Apple, they were like a pretty popular company. They were pretty vibrant. And then they had just a point where they fell off. They kicked Steve Jobs out of the company. And then it really, during the 90s, languished pretty badly. It was out of the market almost completely. Microsoft started getting sued for monopolizing, and it wasn't their fault. It was Apple's fault for just being terrible. Yeah. And but what happened is, like, Steve Jobs came back to the company. He had a powerful vision for what he wanted it to be, and he galvanized the entire organization to focus really strongly on that one purpose. They were before a group of splinter teams working towards different ends, and it wasn't effective. They failed miserably. And when he came back and he said, this is the one thing we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on one thing at a time, the entire team. And they achieved those goals, and they did things that no one thought were possible. And it's changed the world. So it's one of my favorite examples of vision having a powerful impact. So we've talked today a little bit about communication, a little bit about developing our vision, working together as a team, being in an organization, and sometimes that doesn't work out. I have a video for you. We're gonna watch an example of one time when it failed miserably. This is a team failing.
Oh, he needs us without shoulders? Isn't he paladin? Okay, guys. These eggs have given us a lot of trouble in the past. Does anybody need anything off this guy, or can we bypass him?
I think Leroy needs something from this guy.
Oh, he needs us without shoulders? Isn't he paladin?
Yeah, but that'll help him heal better. I'll have more mana.
Okay, well, what we'll do, I'll run in first, gather all the eggs, so you can kind of just, blast them all down with AoE. I will use intimidating shout to kind of scatter them, so we don't have to fight a whole bunch of them at once. When my shout's done, I'll need Anthony to come in and drop his shout too, so we can keep them scattered and not have to fight too many. When his is done, Bass, of course, need to run in and do the same thing. We're going to need divine intervention on our mages, so they can AE, so we can, of course, get them down fast, because we're bringing all these guys. I mean, we'll be in trouble if we don't take them down quick. I think it's a pretty good plan. We should be able to pull it off this time. What do you think, Bill? Can you give me a number crunch real quick?
Yeah, give me a sec. I'm coming up with 32.33, repeating, of course, percentage of survival.
Well, it's a lot better than we usually do. Ready, guys?
Is this right in?
Stick and clean, bud.
Let's go. Stick to the plan, Jones. Stick to the plan. Oh, gee. Oh. Give me my intervention. Hurry up. Shout. I can't move. Am I lagging? I can't move. What the? I can't move. Keep your eye. More responding. I don't think you can cast with that. Oh my gosh. Get off. I got it out. Come on, Sam. Leroy. This is rookie mode. I'm down, force down. That's this. Oh, see, baby, that's Leroy. I'm trying. It's not my fault.
We do have a soul stone up, don't we?
I don't think that's warm-up.
Look at all of those dead bodies.
Leroy, you were just stupid.
Leave that chicken.
All right, guys. What did we just see? That was a team, right? They had a team there that was in the game World of Warcraft. It wasn't Pac-Man. I heard someone saying Pac-Man over here. Not Pac-Man. But this was a group of guys. They had a team on World of Warcraft. They were going out and they were just doing quests and things. And they came upon a room where there was something that one of their members could use. They said, does anybody need anything from this room? They said, yeah, Leroy needs something. And he goes, all right, well, let's try to figure out how we can get this for Leroy. And they got to work. They did some number crunching. They figured out all the odds. They had a plan. And Leroy shotgunned it. and everything fell apart. What were some things wrong that went wrong here? Yeah.
Well, Leroy wasn't supposed to go on first. That one dude who was talking about was supposed to go on first, and Leroy just jumped out.
Right. Yeah. He was supposed to go in and like do a shock yell, and then someone else was going to come in and do a shock yell. Yeah.
Probably everyone who isn't familiar with Warcraft speak missed this, but they were supposed to buff beforehand.
Okay.
He went before anyone and got any sort of protections or
Okay.
health regens or whichever.
Yeah. Like so, they were supposed to take some time getting ready before the event. They were gonna get on their armor, get together their supplies, get ready to go in and really make it awesome. And Leroy just went right ahead. Yeah.
After he ran in, they kind of just like, oh, well, he ran in. They all kind of.
Right, yeah. So they ran in, they followed Leroy, they followed his terrible example. And then everyone perished individually. They didn't stick together as a team. So that's like you can see in this situation that trust and respect are necessary for running a team like this. You really have to communicate. Do you think anyone's going to trust Leroy again after this? Do you think they're ever going to stick out their neck for Leroy? Yeah, that's probably the last time that ever happened. Leroy violated the trust in this relationship, and it won't be happening again. I like to think that Leroy was probably kicked out of the group after that. I know.
No second chance.
He sold out his mates for some chicken. That is not cool.
They followed him.
They did follow him. They did follow him. And he got famous on YouTube. True. All right, so the point of this video is that communication is key, and it takes everyone has to be on the same page, because if one guy is going off being insane, it can bring the whole thing toppling down. So it really takes, and in an organization like this, your lodge, you guys are going to need to work together as a team very closely. One thing that happened in my lodge, when I first joined, our lodge chief was the only member of the LEC. It was just one guy in our lodge executive committee. And then I joined, I started becoming active, and it was 2 guys on our lodge executive committee. And that's not enough to run a lodge at all. And it took years, but only really just this year we've started to have a really active lodge executive committee in my lodge. We have all the officers doing their jobs. Everybody's communicating. We're talking with one another. We're putting together the plan, and we're carrying it out. No one is just going wild and being Leroy Jenkins. We have the whole team working together as a unit. And it took a long time to get there. So in a lodge like this, that's it's the most crucial thing, that you guys have to work together as a team. I'm going to leave you with this. When my first year as lodge chief, I had an ordeal. It was my first ordeal. I was running this ordeal. I was 15 or 16 years old. I don't remember how old I was. But I didn't have a car to like move around camp. I didn't have a quick way to get around camp. We were in a camp without cell phone reception, so I couldn't communicate with the lingo mats. And I didn't know that I should have an ordeal master. So it was just me, the lodge chief. I was trying to organize all the projects, make sure we had all of our food and program worked out, and we were working on the ceremonies circle, and I was on the ceremonies team. Yeah, it was a miserable, miserable experience. One of the worst experiences of my life, but probably the time that I learned more in that weekend than any other time in my entire scouting career. And what I learned is that I can't do it alone. No one can do it alone. We can achieve some really amazing things in this organization. We can put on some really amazing events, really touch people and change lives. But it takes a whole team working together. And since that first ordeal, I've run quite a few ordeals. And every single time, I've made sure that I had an ordeal master, and I had someone in charge of the ceremonies team, making sure they were getting ready, so that I could focus on program and making sure everything else was coming together, working the way it should. But it took all those guys working together, and that's the #1 lesson that I've learned since joining scouting. I would say you can't do it alone. All right. So do we have any questions, any thoughts? Anybody else want to share anything as we close out this evening? No? All right. Do we want to like sing the song of the order? Or?
Chief, any closing thoughts, comments, ideas?
Nothing for me. Any questions for Braden?
You guys know?
Who's coming back tomorrow? All right. Good.
All right.
One logistics thing. Those who are going to host, make sure the scouts, if you're going to be a host family, make sure you come up here and stay after we wrap up so we can get and pair up who's going with whom.
Yeah, is there a Lowanne Nimat Lodge member that is expecting to stay over that does not know what their arrangement is yet?
Now we're sleeping in the dark.
All right. 2 guys? Okay. All right. We'll take care of you.
We've got enough host families now.
Okay.
So.
Great. Great. All right. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
All right. Guys, what time are you due here in the morning?
6 a.m.
8:50. All right. What's that? Yes. Yep. All right. Just logistics real quick. 8:50. Arrive here having had breakfast. Okay. Your first meal with us tomorrow is at 12:30 after you've gone through 2 courses and an hour and a half at Wonderworks expending some energy. So have a good breakfast in the morning, but that's on your time, on your dime. Okay. Lunch is on us tomorrow.
Wonderworks reminder for foot gear.
Yep. Appropriate foot gear for Wonderworks. No open toes, no Crocs, no sandals. Sneakers or hiking shoes like I have on is preferable. Okay? Sneakers is great. All right, but they will not allow you on with the open toes or sandal or Teva type shoes. So, Tim. I don't think that's. I've been on it myself a couple times. It's a great course. It's a lot of fun. They don't let you run on it. So, all right, you are hooked in with a harness. It is. Anybody here afraid of heights? Okay. All right. No. It's a good time. 70 feet above the shoppers. So, okay. So,
I'll show you on the look for your harness.
no. Just aim for the foliage and not the shoppers. No. Just, if you're like my boys, I have twin sons. One who likes to wait till the little old ladies come by and then pretend to fall off the thing. So he goes, whoa, like this, and falls off, and you only fall a foot because you're strapped into a harness. But he loves doing that. So, hey. Guys, thank you very much. Great productive evening. We got a full day tomorrow. Chiefs, you see me for accommodation. Okay, section chiefs, and then Chris and John, if you hook up with our guys, make sure everyone's covered before you leave here. All right, guys, hold on 1 second. Last thing, we have our Scout Executive, Rich Avery. I'd like to talk to you guys for a couple minutes.
Just real quick, because I know that as soon as I'm done out of here, and you can have some more food to eat or whatnot. Back in May, Scott and Mark got together. We were at the national meeting, and we had this thought about putting this program on. And Mark was like, "Hey, we can do this, this, and this." And I got really excited. And these 2 guys made it happen. And I'm really proud that they did, and excited that they did, because seeing you guys here makes me really feel great about the future of our lodge and our council, future troops that you're serving, kids that are coming through. I appreciate what you've done already and what you're going to do. Kind of sounds like an ego speech, right? Well, you guys are the cream of the crop. I'm proud that you're here, and I'm grateful that you're going to be helping out a lot of kids along the way. To our advisors, thank you for getting them here and continuing helping them and prodding and all the stuff that you do, a little kick here and there, right? So thank you to you guys. Thank you guys for showing up. Thank you to the team that's going to do the training, that's done training tonight, we've done training tomorrow. We appreciate that. We've got, we just did a National Jamboree patch set, which you guys are going to get as a thank you. Not you, Peter. We got an order form for you. All right. Seriously, thank you very much. Mark, thank you for putting this all together and coming here. Thank you to you guys and everyone that's in the room. Scott for really putting a lot of effort into making it happen. Chris, you've done a nice job in pulling this together as well. Great job. Thank you, and have fun tomorrow. Adjourned.
Okay, I think we are set. We will see you a little before 9 tomorrow morning.